Did Barron Trump really congratulate Ibrahim Traoré? The 2025 X rumor explained. In early 2025, a viral rumor spread across social media platforms, particularly X, claiming that Barron Trump, the youngest son of former U.S. President Donald Trump, had publicly snubbed his father to congratulate Ibrahim Traoré, the interim president of Burkina Faso, for his radical reforms and pan-Africanist stance. The rumor, amplified by sensational posts and alleged video evidence, suggested that Barron had praised Traoré's leadership and Burkina Faso's push for economic sovereignty, contrasting it with Western policies. Some posts even claimed Barron had made these statements in a speech or interview, with AI-generated videos circulating to support the narrative. This article investigates the origins and veracity of this rumor, debunks the role of AI-generated content, and explores the broader context of Traoré's appeal in Africa and Barron Trump's low-profile life as a student at New York University, NYU. The rumor's emergence reflects the intersection of global politics, social media misinformation, and the cultural fascination with both Traoré's revolutionary image and the Trump family's public persona. By examining primary sources, fact-checking reports, and the socio-political context, this article aims to separate fact from fiction while critically analyzing the motivations behind such viral claims. We will also explore why Traoré's leadership resonates with African youth and how Barron's relatively private life contrasts with the public's curiosity about him. The rumor. Barron Trump's alleged praise for Ibrahim Traoré. The rumor began circulating in early 2025, with posts on X claiming that Barron Trump, then 19 years old and a freshman at NYU, had publicly praised Ibrahim Traoré, the 37-year-old military leader of Burkina Faso. The posts suggested that Barron had expressed admiration for Traoré's anti-imperialist policies, including his rejection of Western financial institutions like the IMF and World Bank, his nationalization of Burkina Faso's gold mines, and his efforts to foster economic self-reliance. Some posts went further, alleging that Barron's statements were a deliberate snub of his father, Donald Trump, who had just been sworn in as the 47th U.S. president on January 20, 2025. The narrative painted Barron as a rebellious figure, aligning himself with a pan-Africanist leader over his father's political stance. One of the key pieces of evidence cited in these claims was a supposed video or speech in which Barron allegedly praised Traoré. Posts on X and other platforms linked to a YouTube video titled, "Barron Trump Snubs Trump and Congratulates Ibrahim Traoré While Praising Burkinabes," published on June 2, 2025. The video, which gained significant traction, purported to show Barron speaking about Traoré's reforms and Burkina Faso's progress. Captions and accompanying text emphasized Barron's supposed admiration for Traoré's defiance of Western influence, with some users framing it as a bold political statement from the youngest Trump. However, fact-checking investigations quickly raised doubts about the authenticity of these claims. The YouTube video and related posts bore hallmarks of AI-generated content, including unnatural speech patterns, mismatched lip movements, and exaggerated narratives designed to provoke reactions. Fact-checking organizations like Africa Check and Dubua, which have debunked similar claims involving Traoré, noted that such videos often rely on AI tools to manipulate or fabricate statements, exploiting the popularity of figures like Traoré to spread misinformation. No credible media outlets or official statements from Barron Trump or his representatives corroborated the claims, and the rumor appeared to originate from unverified social media accounts rather than reputable sources. The lack of evidence is further underscored by Barron Trump's public persona. Unlike his siblings, Barron has maintained a low profile, rarely making public statements or engaging in political discourse. His focus in 2025 was on his studies at NYU's Stern School of Business, where he enrolled in the fall of 2024. The idea of Barron suddenly issuing a public statement on international politics, let alone one that contradicts his father's views, seems inconsistent with his private nature and lack of prior engagement in such matters. Debunking the AI-generated Barron speeches. The spread of AI-generated content has become a significant challenge in combating misinformation, particularly on platforms like X, where viral posts can quickly gain traction. The alleged video of Barron Trump praising Ibrahim Traoré is a prime example of this phenomenon. Fact-checking reports, such as those from Africa Check and AFP Fact Check, have highlighted the use of AI tools to create fabricated videos involving both Traoré and Donald Trump. For instance, a video circulating in May 2025 claimed that Donald Trump had called Africa's mineral resources the property of the United States and labeled Traoré a traitor. This clip was debunked as AI-generated, with the audio failing to match Trump's lip movements and forensic analysis confirming a 99% probability of AI manipulation. Similarly, the video claiming Barron's praise for Traoré exhibited characteristics of AI-generated content. These include inconsistent audio-visual synchronization. The audio of Barron's alleged speech did not align with his lip movements, a common sign of AI manipulation. Unnatural speech patterns. The phrasing and tone of the alleged statements were inconsistent with Barron's known public demeanor, which is minimal and reserved. Sensational framing. The video's captions and titles, such as "Barron Trump snubs Trump," were designed to provoke emotional reactions and amplify shares, a tactic often used in misinformation campaigns. Lack of verifiable sources. No reputable news outlet or official statement from Barron or the Trump family supported the claims. The video originated from a YouTube channel with a history of posting unverified or sensational content. Fact-checking organizations like botos.org have also debunked similar claims involving Traoré, noting that his image is frequently exploited in AI-generated videos to promote anti-Western narratives. For example, a fabricated video claimed Traoré had responded live to Donald Trump humiliating him on television, a story with no basis in reality. These patterns suggest that the Barron Trump rumor is part of a broader trend of using Traoré's popularity to create viral, misleading content. The motivation behind such AI-generated videos often lies in exploiting the emotional resonance of Traoré's pan-Africanist image. By pairing his name with a high-profile figure like Barron Trump, creators can generate clicks, shares, and engagement, particularly among audiences sympathetic to anti-imperialist or pan-Africanist causes. The rumor also taps into the public's fascination with the Trump family, portraying Barron as a rebellious figure to add intrigue and controversy. Ibrahim Traoré's pan-Africanist appeal. To understand why Ibrahim Traoré's name is frequently used in such rumors, it's essential to explore his rise to prominence and the appeal of his leadership in Africa and beyond. Traoré, a 37-year-old military captain, became the interim president of Burkina Faso in September 2022 following a coup that ousted Paul-Henri Sandaogo Damiba, who himself had seized power earlier that year. At the time, Traoré became the world's second youngest head of state, a fact that resonated deeply with Africa's youthful population, where the median age in many countries, including Burkina Faso, is under 20. Traoré's reforms and anti-imperialist stance. Traoré's leadership is characterized by bold, populist reforms aimed at asserting Burkina Faso's sovereignty and reducing dependence on Western powers, particularly France, the country's former colonial ruler. His policies include rejection of IMF and World Bank loans. Traoré has publicly rejected loans from international financial institutions, arguing that they come with conditions that undermine African sovereignty. Instead, he has encouraged domestic contributions to fund infrastructure and development. Nationalization of resources. Traoré has nationalized 2 gold mines previously owned by foreign companies and halted the export of unrefined gold to Europe. In November 2023, his government approved the construction of Burkina Faso's first gold refinery to process 150 tons annually, aiming to increase revenue from the country's gold sector. Economic and social reforms. He reduced the salaries of ministers and parliamentarians by 30% while increasing civil servant salaries by 50%. He also established tomato and cotton processing plants to boost local industry and create jobs. Alliance of Sahel States. Traoré played a key role in forming the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, with Mali and Niger, withdrawing from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to pursue regional cooperation free from Western influence. Pivot to Russia. Traoré has strengthened ties with Russia, expelling French troops in January 2023 and welcoming Russian support, including paramilitary forces, to combat jihadist insurgencies. These reforms have positioned Traoré as a symbol of resistance against Western imperialism, earning him comparisons to Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso's revolutionary leader from the 1980s, often called Africa's Che Guevara. Sankara, who was assassinated in 1987, inspired a generation with his Marxist and pan-Africanist ideals, and Traoré has skillfully cultivated a similar image. Popularity among African youth. Traoré's appeal is particularly strong among Africa's youth, who make up a significant portion of the continent's population. His youth, he was 34 at the time of the coup, military background, and charismatic rhetoric resonate with a generation frustrated by entrenched corruption, slow economic progress, and perceived Western exploitation. According to Afrobarometer surveys, 66% of Burkinabe accept military rule under Traoré, a sharp increase from 24% in 2012, reflecting growing tolerance for authoritarian governance when it delivers results. Traoré's media-savvy approach has amplified his popularity. He uses social media to communicate directly with citizens, and his speeches often emphasize self-reliance and African unity. For example, at the first AES summit in July 2024, Traoré denounced the pretense of independence granted to African states in the 1960s, accusing Western powers of plundering resources and fueling terrorism. His visit to Moscow in May 2025, where he met with Russian President Vladimir Putin, further elevated his profile, with Russian media portraying him as a champion of anti-imperialism. However, Traoré's popularity is not without controversy. Critics, particularly in Western media, accuse him of authoritarianism, stifling press freedom, and delaying democratic elections. His militarized approach to combating jihadist insurgencies has been criticized for deepening ethnic tensions and increasing civilian casualties, particularly among the Fulani ethnic group. Despite these criticisms, Traoré's reforms have tangible results. Burkina Faso's GDP grew from $18.8 billion to $22.1 billion between 2022 and 2025, and the extreme poverty rate dropped from 26.8% to 24.9%. Exploitation in misinformation campaigns. Traoré's revolutionary image makes him a frequent target for misinformation. His anti-Western stance and charismatic persona are exploited in AI-generated videos and social media posts to create sensational narratives. For example, fabricated videos have depicted Traoré criticizing Western leaders or being praised by global figures, including the false claim about Barron Trump. These campaigns often aim to bolster Traoré's image as a Pan-African hero while sowing division or confusion in Western audiences. The Barron Trump rumor fits this pattern, leveraging Traoré's popularity to create a viral story that pits a young, private American against his father's political establishment. The narrative appeals to audiences who admire Traoré's defiance and are intrigued by the idea of a Trump family member breaking ranks. However, the lack of credible evidence and the reliance on AI-generated content undermine the rumor's validity. Barron Trump's life at NYU. In contrast to Traoré's high-profile leadership, Barron Trump's life in 2025 is notably private. Born on March 20, 2006, Barron is the youngest child of Donald and Melania Trump. At 19, he enrolled at NYU's Stern School of Business in the fall of 2024, marking his first major step into public life as an adult. Unlike his siblings, Donald Jr., Ivanka, and Eric, who have been active in their father's business and political endeavors, Barron has remained largely out of the spotlight. That a private persona. Barron's low-profile nature is well documented. During his father's first presidency, 2017 to 2021, he lived primarily with his mother, Melania, in New York before joining his parents in Washington, D.C. Melania has been protective of Barron's privacy, limiting his exposure to media and public events. This trend continued into 2025, with Barron rarely appearing in political contexts or making public statements. His enrollment at NYU was one of the few public milestones, and even then, details about his studies or campus life are scarce. Reports indicate that Barron is focused on his education at Stern, a prestigious business school known for its rigorous programs. He resides in New York City, likely under Secret Service protection due to his father's status as president. There are no verified reports of Barron engaging in political activism, international affairs, or public commentary on figures like Ibrahim Traoré. His social media presence is minimal, and he does not maintain a public X account or other platforms where such statements could plausibly originate. Why Barron as a target? The rumors focus on Barron Trump may stem from his enigmatic persona. As the least visible Trump sibling, he is a blank canvas for speculation, making him an attractive figure for fabricated narratives. His youth and status as a college student also align with the demographic that admires Traoré, creating a narrative bridge between two young figures from vastly different worlds. The claim that Barron snubbed his father adds a layer of intrigue, tapping into public curiosity about the Trump family's dynamics and Barron's potential political views. However, there is no evidence to suggest Barron has any interest in African politics or Traoré's reforms. His life at NYU appears typical of a first-year college student, focused on academics and adjusting to university life. The rumor's reliance on AI-generated content further undermines its credibility, as Barron's public silence makes it unlikely he would issue such a provocative statement. The role of social media in amplifying misinformation. The Barron Trump Ibrahim Traoré rumor highlights the power of social media, particularly X, in amplifying misinformation. X's open platform allows users to post unverified claims, which can spread rapidly due to the platform's algorithm and user engagement. The rumor gained traction because it combines several elements that resonate with online audiences, high-profile figures. Pairing Barron Trump, a member of a globally recognized family, with Traoré, a rising star in African politics, creates a compelling narrative. Anti-establishment sentiment. The claim that Barron snubbed his father aligns with anti-Western and anti-imperialist sentiments that Traoré's supporters often champion. AI-generated content. The use of AI tools to create convincing but false videos lowers the barrier for producing viral content, making it easier to spread misinformation. Fact-checking. Organizations have noted that Traoré's image is particularly susceptible to such campaigns due to his popularity and the polarized reactions he elicits. Western media often portray him as a dictator or warlord, while African and diaspora audiences view him as a revolutionary hero. This dichotomy makes him a magnet for fabricated stories that either vilify or glorify him, depending on the creator's agenda. The Barron Trump rumor also reflects broader trends in misinformation. AI-generated videos and deepfakes have become increasingly sophisticated, making it harder for users to distinguish fact from fiction. Platforms like X, while valuable for real-time information, can amplify unverified claims before fact-checkers can intervene. The rumor's spread was likely fueled by accounts seeking engagement rather than accuracy, a common issue in the digital age. Critical examination of the narrative. While the rumor itself is false, it raises important questions about the motivations behind such narratives and the broader socio-political context. Why would someone create a story linking Barron Trump to Ibrahim Traoré? Several possibilities emerge. Promoting Traoré's image. The rumor may be an attempt to bolster Traoré's global profile by associating him with a high-profile American figure. By suggesting that even a Trump family member admires him, creators can enhance Traoré's revolutionary credentials. Undermining Western influence. The narrative aligns with anti-Western sentiment, portraying Barron as rejecting his father's politics in favor of an African leader who opposes Western dominance. This appeals to audiences critical of U.S. and European policies in Africa, exploiting Trump family dynamics. The claim that Barron snubbed his father taps into public curiosity about the Trump family, particularly Barron's private nature. It creates a dramatic storyline that drives engagement, testing AI capabilities. The rumor may also serve as a test case for AI-generated content, gauging how easily fabricated videos can spread and influence public perception. Critically, the rumor oversimplifies complex geopolitical issues. Traoré's reforms, while popular among some, are not universally supported. His pivot to Russia and rejection of Western aid have raised concerns about long-term economic stability and security. Similarly, the rumor's portrayal of Barron as a political actor ignores his lack of public engagement and the protective bubble around his personal life. The narrative also reflects a selective use of facts. Traoré's economic achievements, such as GDP growth and poverty reduction, are real but often exaggerated in viral posts. Meanwhile, his critics point to human rights abuses and the failure to curb jihadist violence as evidence of flawed leadership. The rumor flattens these nuances into a simplistic hero-villain dichotomy, with Traoré as the hero and Western powers, or Donald Trump, as the villains. Conclusion. The claim that Barron Trump congratulated Ibrahim Traoré and praised Burkina Faso's reforms is a baseless rumor driven by AI-generated content and social media amplification. Fact-checking reports confirm that no credible evidence supports the story, and the alleged video of Barron's speech exhibits clear signs of manipulation. Barron Trump, a private NYU student, has no known involvement in African politics or public commentary on Traoré's leadership. The rumor exploits Traoré's popularity as a pan-Africanist icon and the public's fascination with the Trump family to create a viral narrative. Ibrahim Traoré's appeal stems from his bold reforms, anti-imperialist rhetoric, and resonance with Africa's youth. His leadership has sparked both admiration and controversy, making him a frequent target for misinformation campaigns. Meanwhile, Barron Trump's low-profile life at NYU contrasts sharply with the rumor's portrayal of him as a political rebel. The story underscores the dangers of AI-generated misinformation and the need for critical media literacy in navigating viral claims. By examining the sources, debunking false narratives, and contextualizing Traoré's rise and Barron's privacy, this analysis highlights the complexities of global politics and the power of social media to shape perceptions. As misinformation continues to proliferate, verifying claims against credible evidence remains essential to understanding the truth behind sensati.